If you don't know your past, you'll go back to it. Donald, Jesus, this is getting long, Trump. Guys, I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm here to talk about your past. There's a video on YouTube that's it's a little white boy. You can find it to say the white boy used to be a black woman in past life. It's a little white boy about 7, 8 years old who claims he used to be a black woman in his past life. So he starts telling his parents about his past life and all these things he's done and how he died and the hotel he died in. It was a fire and all this stuff. And his parents get tired of this, so they decide, you know what, let's just call some investigators and end this foolishness right now. So they call the investigators, and it turns out everything the boy said was true. Everything he said was true. So it turns out pretty much he was this black woman in his past life. He everything he said, how she died, where she was, how old she was. They even found the family, and they had the family bring a photo of their family reunion. And the boy picked out himself as the black woman out of that family. And you know, family reunions and black people, we got like hundreds of people in that photo. That boy picked that picture out. So I said all that to say this. This is not only time here. It's not. It's not our only trip. We've been here many times. We've been here many times before. You may come back as a black person. You may come back as a white person. You may come back as an Asian person. You don't know. So be careful of the traps you set for your enemy, because you may come back as your enemy's son. We need to pay attention. We need to do better as a people. When I say as a people, I mean as human. I don't mean as black or white or whatever. I mean as human, as a people. The black or white and all that shit is because we're not doing better as a people. We're allowing our government to separate us on religion and race and background and culture and all that other bullshit. When you get down to it, you are just an entity sitting in the body for a certain amount of time. Your body is a vehicle. It's like a car. You can enter it and exit it whenever you want. You can lay down, concentrate, and just float right the hell out your body. You don't believe me? Try it. It's called astral traveling. Google it, look it up, learn about it. Don't believe anything I'm saying. Research it. Don't believe in belief. In the words of Sadhguru, don't believe anything that is not your experience. Which basically means don't believe in belief. Either you know or you don't know. So if we're all in these different bodies, and we're switching bodies, and we're different races, we're different cultures, we're different religions, we come back as different people, realize that this traps you are setting right now for another person, you might reincarnate in that person's family. Okay? That guy you killed, you might reincarnate as that guy's unborn daughter when you killed her. You know? You don't know. You might die next week, come back as his daughter, missing your dad. It's your fault because you killed your dad. You don't know. We need to do better. And I'm watching these people that are the same people who mocked Greta Thunberg because she wanted to save the world, or calling Kyle, whatever his name is, a hero. This girl just wanted to save the world. Whether she was wrong or right, all she wanted to do was save the world. You couldn't show it. You mocked her for it. And she was autistic. You mocked her for it. Of course, Kyle, he just wanted to save some people's stores that lived across state lines with a gun that he was too young to be with. Underage, after curfew. What's sad is the guy who committed violence to protect himself in a place he shouldn't have been, with a weapon he shouldn't have at a time he shouldn't have been out, is hailed a hero by the exact same people who mocked the girl who wanted to save the world. That's what's sickening. They were both mocked, but the same people were mocking that girl, were calling that boy a hero. That's sickening. I had a Facebook friend online who talks about how criminals should be shot in the head and all this. they're no good at either society and all this. And I'm like, well, Malcolm X has a criminal record. Martin Luther King Mahatma Gandhi has a criminal record. Some of our greatest entertainers have criminal records. Tim Allen, Charles S. Dutton, Mick Jagger. A lot of our favorite people have criminal records. We have no empathy for those who have had a problem or been through crime or done anything, particularly for the poor. We have no empathy for the lowest of us. That is sad, because when you realize that you have no empathy for the injustice heaped upon the lowest people, it causes injustices for the highest people, or the higher people, not the highest, they don't deal with shit, but the higher people. When you said nothing while the homeless were being evicted out of their cardboard box, that was practiced on evicting you out of your fucking home, your one-bedroom apartment. Now they're going for the house. That's what it is. You said nothing when the poor started losing their homes and the housing collapse, until the well-to-do started losing their homes too. There was nothing said when the poor and the downtrodden and those thought less than by society had drug problems, and it was sinking it was just getting ridiculously hard for everyone in bad neighborhoods. It was all a crime. You got drugs, your crime. Tough on crime. Drugs, say no to drugs. Just say no. But nobody could just say no when those fucking opioids hit. And the people with money started getting hooked on those. Now it's a disease. You wouldn't have had the disease if you paid attention to drug problems when the poor people had those problems. You see? When the poor people started losing, you said nothing. And when it gets to you, now you want to complain. It's too late. That's the problem. Silence for the injustice for the lowest brings injustice for the higher. You need to understand that. You sat there, and this is on white folks. This is on most white folks. Not all, but a lot of y'all white folks, y'all sitting here, you still fighting for police brutality. Oh, those people, they must have did something. That guy was on this. He was on that. That happened. The mental gymnastics you people do to justify police brutality is fucking insane. But now they beating your ass, and you start to see yourselves on TV. You start to see yourselves as the victim. And you see this white man crawl through the hotel begging for his life, and the police shoot him down. No weapons, crawling on his hands and knees. Now you start to see yourself in that situation. Now it's a problem. You know what? It was a problem 300-400 years ago when they were called slave catchers. But since it didn't involve you, it wasn't a problem. That's my problem with society, with humanness, with human nature. Is think of, I'm a huge fan of Christopher Reeves and Superman. I am a huge fan of the first Superman movies, and I love Christopher Reeves. But you know what? You didn't have a problem with people who were paraplegic until you became paraplegic. God rest his soul, but he didn't have a problem with paraplegic until he became paraplegic. That's a problem. That's a big problem. We don't care about problems until they come to us, until they involve us. Superman, you're a Superman. You can do anything. You didn't care about the people who could do very little until it happened to you. Come on, man. You know, I fight for freedom and justice. My son hasn't been shot by the police. The police have been treating my son pretty well. In fact, I've asked the police personally, I've said, why you keep bringing him home? Because he was fucking up bad. I had good cops in my neighborhood. I did. Now, don't get me wrong. They didn't say anything about the bad cops. That's on them. For whatever reason. Maybe their lives were in danger. You know what happened with the cops that turn in bad cops? They get fired. Their kids get threatened. Their lives get threatened. They have to move out. So, okay. That's a lot to handle. But I had some pretty good cops who were looking out for my son, who brought my son home and said, hey, this boy's out here being stupid. Understand that. At the same time, I understand that there's some bad shit out there too. I get that too. There's some really, really bad cops out there. And I ain't talking about just the silent cops. I'm talking about some really fucked up cops. So I've gotten some good cops. I've gotten some good cops. and my life. And they've helped with my son and with my daughter. But they've been very helpful and very, very patient. Well, you would think my son was a white boy, the way they've been patient with this boy. I would have beat his ass as a cop a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? I would have beat his ass. So he had some good cops. But we need to realize we're not coming back to the life we think we're coming back to. And we're not going to the life we think we're going to. We're not going to heaven and sit beside God. We're not going to hell to be punished for our sins. We're coming back here to learn the shit we did not learn. And that bullshit law you set up for black people, you might be under that law next time. That bullshit thing you did to fuck over black people, you might be part of that family. That bullshit you did to that one family, where you tried to, I'm going to destroy this family. I know there's people out there that I'm going to destroy this family. Well, you might be born into that family next time. You done destroyed yourself. You might kill somebody because you're racist. And then you're born as that person's grandchild who never gets to meet their grandson or grandfather and always hear the story about this racist guy that killed my grandfather. It turns out it's you. Karma's a bitch. Usually when I do these, I go into all kind of other things, astral travel, lucid dreaming, and all that. But this is just about past lives, and you realize that you have to come back. Things aren't as bad as they seem. People aren't bad as they seem. But no matter what you do, you got to come back. You do. And I have to watch this video because I think somewhere along the line I broke up in the thought process and went to something else. I'm going to watch this again because I'm headed to a gig. I got to go to this gig and make these people laugh. I only get serious when I'm on YouTube, just talking on my way to a gig to be funny and silly. I don't know why that is. I guess it's to get all the serious shit out so I can be funny. But I'm telling you guys now, you have more than one life. Watch that video. Start studying past lives. Even do a past life regression. See who you were. Next time, maybe I'll talk about sexuality in past lives. A lot of people don't understand sexuality at all. They think it's just a natural thing. You're a man, she's a woman, you're supposed to like her. Nah, there's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than that, but we don't understand things. We don't take time to understand things. We just go, ew, because we don't like it or we don't know what it is. You guys got to start learning. Hey, I got to get out of here. I had a couple minutes left. I got to get to this gig. I will see you guys later. Remember, you have more than one life. Be careful of the traps you set for your enemy because you may be born or reincarnated into his family. See you guys later. Peace.